So let's talk about size. Right, these are the Orc aircraft from the new Aeronautica Imperialis box. We've got 3 Dakar jets and 2 fighter bombers. For size comparison, this is a Primaris Space Marine. This is the Primaris Space Marine that GW will give you as a free painting Marine. This is a Mark III Marine, so a bit smaller than a Primaris. And this is the painting Stormcast Eternal. So that gives you an idea of how big these are. But you know what? Let's get a tape measure as well. So, wingspans. We have a wingspan on this plane of 56.5mm. That's about 60. That's about 60 again. And in length, this one I think is the longest at about 64mm. We got this one about 60, and we got this one at about 60. So these are, well, they're Dakar jets. They are slightly bigger than the old Orc fighters, and it gives you an indication that in new Aeronautica they're moving more towards continuity with 40k. So you can also see how closely these look like the 40k miniatures. So they've got the same airframe, they've got the same wings, you've got the same options for noses. So you've got the long nose, you've got the sort of MiG-15 Super Sabre nose. On the fighter bombers, so fighter bombers are a very interesting aircraft. They are pricier than Dakar jets. Dakar jets are 16 points each, fighter bombers are 20. Dakar jets have got 2 structure points, fighter bombers have got 3. Dakar jets, they've all got the same guns up front, but on these fighter bombers I've given them extra guns to give them 10 dice at short range. Fighter bombers can take 3 ordnance slots, Dakar jets can take 2. Ordnance, you can make things quite pricey with ordnance, but Dakar jets have got dorsal turrets, they've got tail turrets, so if you try tailing them you're going to get shot in the face, but they're a big aircraft. So this one is about 68mm long and about 77 wide in wingspan. This one is almost 80mm in wingspan and almost 70mm long. But you can see, and let's zoom in, you can see the level of detail. So you've got these grills, you've got these panel lines, you've got rivets, you've got engine outlets, you've got exhausts all over the place. There's a lot of detail in these models. Similarly in the Dakar jet, you've got your standard 4 guns, you've got piping, you can see the ammo feeds going into the wing guns, you've got exposed wiring, you've got patch panels and where things are frayed at the edges, you've got grills, you've got all sorts of stuff. So I think these models are absolutely great. So I didn't get into Aeronautica the first time around because, I think that was about 15 years ago. It was too expensive for me to get into. So let's zoom out and let's have a look at the Imperial aircraft. Thunderbolt fighter and Marauder bomber. So let's put the turrets into the Marauder because that makes it even longer. So I've left these turrets separate to make it easier to paint, because you've got glass in all of these turrets, so you want to be able to pull them out, paint them separately and then pose them. But again, compared to the 28mm miniatures. You've got the Thunderbolt, which is about 70mm wingspan, and then in terms of length it is 63 with this bit on the very front. I've made mine up as Thunderbolt Furies with the Avenger Bolt Cannon to be pure superiority fighters. So I need to go back and clean up a little bit of glue on the underside. Marauder. The Marauder with the turrets in is even longer. So it's the biggest aircraft in the starter set. It has a wingspan of just over 10 centimetres. In terms of length, it's about 96mm. So it's a big aircraft. In the game it's got 5 structure points, so it's the toughest aircraft in the starter. It's also the slowest aircraft in the starter, with the worst acceleration. So it can only accelerate or decelerate 1 per turn. It can go a maximum speed of 4, but you've got guns pointing in all directions. If you put it at altitude 1 or 2 and you've got the Thunderbolts sitting behind waiting for something to attack the Marauders, then you can conceivably be hitting something with turrets and a Thunderbolt in the side, or try and get round and tail it when it comes in to attack the Marauders. And the Marauders can take a beating, but there's a reason I've given these extra guns and rockets, and it's to make these bomber destroyers, because these can take a reasonable beating as well, and they've got a lot of dice, and they're fast. Even a fighter bomber can go faster than a Thunderbolt, and the Dakka jets can go insanely quick. They can go speed 8. Whereas Thunderbolt can only go speed 6. In fact, let's double check. So yeah, Thunderbolt Fury, maximum speed 6, Marauder Bomber, maximum speed 5, Dakka Jet, maximum speed 8, Fighter Bomber, maximum speed 7. So that's a quick look at the aircraft and how big they are and what scale they are. All these kits are fantastic. They did take me a little while to build, but I have built 9 miniatures that are about range between Imperial Knight and Cerastus Knight size over the space of a day, and done videos on all of it. So I really like these and I'm looking forward to getting some games in. If you've liked this video, hit like and subscribe. If you want to chat, leave a comment below, but otherwise, good gaming.